All right. Welcome. I am so excited to be here with you guys. Thank you guys so much for signing up. We're going to begin the womb room and sharing about the moon. Um, it is an honor to be here. So we'll start off. I'll just ask you all if you can mute yourselves as we go along. Um, so yes, thank you. Thank you for being here. I never really planned to do new moon gatherings, and then I don't know, the moon's been calling me in to follow her, and it's been an amazingly potent experience to do so. And um, yeah, so I just anything I experience that seems like kind of amazing, I just like to share it with my people. So that's how I roll pretty much. Yeah, this gathering is in devotion to the new moon, and sorry, I'm just letting someone in. And so I'll speak about the flow of the evening. So first off, welcome everybody. Just speaking about the flow of the evening, to we're going to start off with a womb meditation. So we're really going to connect to our sacred portal, and then I'll speak a little bit about the Zoom etiquette for the evening. And then I'm going to share about what is going on with this amazing, stunning new moon. And after that, I'm going to open up the space to share if you have intentions for the new moon. This is the time for new beginnings. And it's a really potent month. This has been really fun and really exciting to put together. I was just saying to some of the ladies that just got here that I really never planned to do these new moon gatherings, and I've just been tuning in to the moon and following it, and it's been crazy epic. Hold on, someone's having trouble. I'm just going to send them the link. Manually. All right. And we're off. We are off. Yeah, so I never planned on doing new moon ceremonies or gatherings, and it just seems like such a potent and powerful way to tune into the freshness of the new month, each month. And a lot of times we are creating intentions in other spaces, but it's really powerful to take a check in each month at the new moon, at this potent time of fertility, to plant these seeds. And when you're tracking each month, you can really, really begin to see what's happening in your life. You can really start to see some of these patterns a little bit more clearly. So this gathering and this creation is a devotional act to the moon. I had a dream about the moon a couple years ago, actually, and it was yeah, I didn't expect to have a dream about the moon. I was like, oh wow, this is kind of a big deal, and then I threw it on the back burner. I didn't think about it for a while, and yeah, I started tuning back into the moon. The moon came to me in my dream and said, "You need to speak to me." And I was like, "What does that even mean?" And so I think that this is the way that I am beginning to speak to the moon and speak about the moon. So, all right, let's talk a little bit about our Zoom etiquette. So I'll just kindly request that everybody keeps themselves on mute until it's time for sharing, and this is so we can get through things for the evening. And we are recording, so please be mindful at the sharing time. If there's something sensitive, just be mindful that this recording will be shared and sent out to those people that have signed up for it. If there is something that stands out to you during my talk, I invite you to like write it down, or if you have some sort of question or something like that, write it down so that when it's your turn, if you feel called, bring it up and ask. If something also resonates like with somebody on this call and you know them or you don't, um, I'll ask that we don't have any cross talking. If you know that person, maybe ask, hey, can I share something with you after the class? You reach out to them, but let's not do any crosstalk on this call in particular. Just so that we can give space so everybody can share and everybody can be heard. And with that, the space is for us to listen to one another and to really hold space. I may give one comment to something that you share, always asking permission. If it's nothing that you want, cool, we move on. And off we go. So, wow, this is a crazy, crazy, awesome, potent, powerful new moon in Aries. This is a fiery new moon. This is also in the North Node. It's a partial solar eclipse. So, this is like explosive new beginnings. So, this isn't your ordinary sort of new moon. I'm just going through. Uh, so I think the first great thing to start with is to recognize the last 2 weeks, just to take some moments to recognize in the last 2 weeks what has been releasing. There's been a lot of releasing since the full moon. And this is potent information as right now the time is to plant new seeds and for new beginnings. Um, I'll also add exactly when the new moon is happening, and this is actually on March 29th. So I believe that's Saturday, and it's at 6:47 a.m. Eastern Time. So what's cool about this gathering, I couldn't do the new moon this gathering on the actual new moon, like the actual date, because I have something. But what's cool about gathering right now, the 3 days before and the 3 days after, is like you're still in the energy and all the way up to like the full moon. So we can really, really take advantage. And you can also prepare now. Like everything that I'm going to give you guys, you can prepare and you could take some space and really create a nice little ritual at home that I totally encourage you to do, to have fun with. It's just such a great divine feminine way to tune into our intuition and the energies at bay. So, oof, oof, oof. So this is I was starting to say this is a highly unusual and a super potent time for moving forward. And this isn't just moving forward like in short term. This is moving forward in terms of like destiny. So that's in destiny, we're talking about the North Node. We're talking about our Dharma, where we're going, our highest path forward. So this is a super duper potent time. Um, the 24 hours after the new moon, Neptune is moving into Aries. And so this is a really special, potent time that has not happened in 164 years. And we're not going to see it again in this lifetime. So this is giving us a real a boost to propel everything in our life. Uh, I'll just reiterate this importance of what we let go. Um, as the feminine cycle, we're always letting go and bringing in with these phases. And we need to recognize this. We need to take some stock. Like, okay, I let go of that to make room and bring in this new energy. Um, so we are beginning to look at the energy is here to support this bigger life picture. This is a north node. This is destiny. Um, and this may start to expose things in our life. We are always in this new beginning. This is a new chapter in the new moon. New moons are always new beginnings. And so we can think of it as a new chapter typically, but this month it's like a new book. It's not exactly a chapter. It's like a whole entire rebirthing. Okay. And so this is a new moon in a different way in terms of like there's going to be a death process, right? There's a little lingering last piece of what we're letting go of, what really needs to die. Um, and it's important to um, allow that process to happen, to allow it to move us. And something really interesting that I picked up on is that there's going to be some resistance to that. There's really going to be some resistance and tendencies to shy away from that, maybe look away. Um, but this is the time to really set the seed for creating the space to honor what is dying, what needs to go, what is no longer working. So it's almost that like everything's up for grabs for this like fresh new start. So a potent way that you can tune in personally to this new moon is by beginning, if you go into your chart and you look where this new moon is falling in your chart, what house it's in. So, for instance, if it's in your fourth house, this is going to be related to like your home structures and things like that. There's a lot more you can search on how to pick that apart and all the different houses and their meanings, which is super easy to do. Um, so you wanna see where it is, and then setting your intentions perhaps more in that area of your life, right? And because this is where the energy is going to be most potent. Um, Also, there's a high degree of Neptune energy, and Neptune is a very mystical energy. Um, and so there's this sense of maybe you guys have been feeling it. I know I really have. Is like it's a little bit of brain fog, a little bit of like some confusion coming through, and so to uh, so to pay attention to this, where may we be using our confusion to not take action? Where can we use it as a default sometimes? Um, and so beginning to tune into that, like if that's your space. Um, so what's happening, which is really, really fascinating about this month, is that we are going through endings, but the beginnings as well simultaneously. And this is what is happening through the eclipse. And so there's a dualistic sort of energy. So death and rebirth at the same time. So how do we work with this? How do we tune into this energetically? Um, it's a really potent experience to invite in stillness and to really take some deeper time for a deeper meditation and to create on like let's call it the meditative mind but also the neutral mind where you might have experienced this in different sorts of spaces, but this access to not seeing something as good or bad, but being sort of right in the middle and just being neutral to everything. So just being with it all. This is sort of the in between, um, in this space of death and rebirth, and in a potent way to get through it just by being so still, like just zero mind if you can to move through. Um, let's see. We're having we're having the masculine and feminine at the same time also want to get activated, and so this is this is really potent in the way of beginning to look at the the masculine within us, and your relationship to doing. What's challenged in your action oriented relationship to doing? And then the feminine. What's your relationship to just being, right? And how are they dancing together? And take some time to just look at that, perhaps journal or feel into that. Just create a little space to begin to look at your doing and your being and where they're out of balance. Um, this is this is a deep time where creative energy, life force energy is ready to emerge. I have gotten so many messages, so many texts from people explaining this new energy. Like, these people are different, texting me, reaching how I'm feeling it. I'm like, wow, it's really a time to focus and create. I haven't felt this type of energy in a really long time. So there are, I'll say, with the creative energy, there's sacred technologies with this masculine and feminine, like looking to balance. There is a like sacred technologies looking to wake up, looking to wake up. And so, what are we waking up to? What are we waking up to? Mm. So, some of you probably have been experiencing some challenges in these spaces. It's been really intense energy. And I wanted to speak to this a little bit and the way to work with it. And if this is hasn't been you, maybe in the next couple of days, maybe some of these challenges may be presented. And so, as opposed to like the maybe older voice, let's say, of woe is me, what's going on, why is this happening to me? This is the time to really anchor in the reframe and to really settle into rising to the challenge. And so the new voice, inviting in the new voice of how is this perfectly happening for me? What is happening for me? And so in this time, a lot of gifts are meant to wake up. They're meant to wake up through you. And so I'll say about the gifts waking up in you may not even be actually for you. Okay. So feel into that. Give that some time and space in after this, in a little meditation or something. Um, they're not for you, but they're running through you. They're coming through you at a sacred moment when you don't think. Maybe you're sitting with a friend, right? And something presents, and your guys are talking about something serious, and boom, like your channel or your intuition comes through, and all of a sudden you're speaking and you deliver something mystical and magical that you didn't expect and you didn't see coming, right? So these things are turning on inside of us. They're turning on. And so pay attention to this. What is opening up in me? Let's notice this. Let's begin to recognize these things. Okay. So, this is a big shift time. Huge. Eclipses are huge. It's like all the astrology explosively, like fired up, exasperated. And so it's also really hard in this moment to probably recognize some of these shifts inside of us. And so I invite a practice for you all to take some time and to reach out to people close to you, really close to you, people that you love, people that love you, and ask them to reflect you. Um, I love something my dear sister always said to this, just to understand this in like a totally different, awesome way. Is she says, do you realize you can't ever see your full self in the mirror? Like you have to turn like this, but I can't see here, or I can't see, like you can't see your full self. And that's sort of like the analogy that we can understand that it's important and also really sacred to get these reflections from other people, to get these deeper reflections. And with that, just going back to, you know, what's really changed? What has changed in you? I think it's a really potent time to begin to. I love playing with this a little bit, and I have my feathers on, just activating sort of like the bird energy within, and really taking a moment to really take that bird's eye view, like really zooming out and really taking this bird's eye view and looking at our life. What has happened? What has changed? Where have I grown in? We are all, especially as women, we are all growing at such a potent rate. We are shifting rapidly, evolving tremendously, ongoing, on and on and on and on. And so it is a really, really important time to really, really look at that. It is, we have also Venus and Mercury in retrograde. And so this is a time for like the heart awakening. The heart awakening. So what is waking up in your heart? Or let's say like this, better than awakening is like recalibration of the heart space. And how are we bringing that forward? What are we waking up to that is recalibrating in the heart space? How is that translating? How can we recognize that? What are we calling in for that? What needs to be called in for your greatest good for this heart space? The energy of Aries is sovereign. It's a sovereign energy. So free willed, very strong, very fiery, but it's also in action. It's an action energy. And so Aries gets a little bit mad if you are not taking the action. So pay attention to these things, right? It's like setting the intention, but now, if you're going to pick one time in your life, now is the time to take the action. All of the energy is here to support this. We'll never see anything like this again in all of our years. That, to me, this is crazy. Like it's so unique of an opportunity to tune in a different way. So in other words, it's really important you don't just talk the talk, that you walk the walk, right? Like, and I'll begin to say, there's some challenge in this. There really is. This energy is calling in for big shifts, and big shifts aren't easy. So it's really going to require like this radical honesty with self. So taking some time to reflect and feel into what is here, and what am I really calling forward for this greatest heart alignment, and what do I need to do to have it? What do I need to do to take it, to own it, to manifest it in this moment? So these are all going to be really important things to get clear on, because also there's a very rapid energy of intuition coming through. So if you've ever experienced the space of like getting downloads, it's going to be poof, one after the other, like one after the other, after the other, after the other, after the other, in the heart, in the mind, in the mentality. all of these downloads and this rapid sort of intuition and knowing is coming through. And I share this because it is, you're going to want to block them. And so it is our job in this moment to do our very best with this energy, to do our best not to block these things. How do we block them? How do we block all of these messages? There's many ways. We overbook ourselves. We get too busy. We're booked back to back to back. We don't have space to see what's happening. What am I feeling? What's really going on here? Taking inventory. What am I calling in this moment? Okay, sometimes I just take this sacred pause and say, okay, how old am I? Right? Like let's look at life as like a chance. What are we creating with it? What do I want to do? What do I want to accomplish? What do I want to feel? What is in alignment? So there's going to be a bit of a tendency in these spaces to peace out, numb out, sort of, in ways that you might have be used to in the past. You may have the impulse to just tune out, watch, get stuck in Netflix, or turn to a little bit more alcohol than you know is good for you, cannabis, food, whatever it is that you go to. This may be coming up because there is ultimately going to be this bit of resistance to look and to feel and to allow this death for the rebirth. Um, so it's important you watch this, note this. When this comes up, say, oh, this is this energy that Lauren was talking about. Like, I feel it. You can feel that energy wanting to tune out, thinking something's wrong, wanting to shift something. So it's an invitation to really get serious and really watch this. And there is also a wild mystical energy here. And if we can allow ourselves permission to change, we can get like all of these downloads and these insights, we can get them really fast. We have insights coming in the mind, the mentality, through this Mercury retrograde. And it's deep. Like these are deep, radical, shifting changes of insights. So it's crazy good. It's like crazy wild moment in our lifetime that we can really really tune into and get a lot out of. It's a radical shift. And I keep saying this, but I'll just say it again, is that there's going to be a part of us that wants to fight it. A part of us knows that it needs to die. So it's like a part of that ego structure is going to want to deny the change because it's a dissolving of this part of our ego that's no longer serving us. So sometimes it's good to just even be in that stillness and just to call in the ultimate surrender, you know, to allow this to die. Like what needs to go? What no longer serves us? So I want to touch on the energy of this is big shifts. So this can be scary, actually. There might be this resistance because we might feel fearful. It might be such enormous, big, life-changing shifts that we don't know exactly. We don't know exactly what's meant to shift. And so there can be a part of us that just says, I know I'm changing. I know I'm changing, right? It's not a time in this moment for like every single detail of those radical shifts, but there's a radical shift happening. So at the end of April, there will be some deeper clarity from this moment in time as to what is shifting. The eclipse season is pretty potent. And so with this, I mean, there's fear, and where there's fear, there's a call to call in bravery and courage. We really need this courageous heart to move through these things, to say goodbye, to accept whatever it is that we have to let go of, that we have to recognize has been dying over this past 2 weeks. And I think that's like that, the past 2 weeks is just tying in to this next energetic that is happening. They're sort of dancing together. And so it's a time to realize that a huge shift is happening, and to have extraordinary compassion, but also to invite in the sense of really going at your own pace. It may be so big, you may have to chunk it down to like one piece of the puzzle of this shift at a time. So to keep that in mind, it's an important time to really ground into self-love through this moment. So finding ways to nurture yourself, taking as many moments as you can to literally hug yourself and to hold yourself and to feel yourself, really giving yourself this compassion that's needed. We don't know what we're going to exactly see, where we've been creating our life that we need to shift. This is going to require a really deep compassion. So a powerful practice or journaling prompt in this time can be about what's this relationship to, let's say, our core wound. What's our relationship with it? Underneath these core wounds, these greatest wounds of ours, are our greatest gifts. And it's a time to really get more intimate with that, Um, there's a calling also for the masculine wound. Um, the masculine aspects of self are being really called. I started to touch on this a little bit before about the masculine and feminine. And so what's the relationship with this part of you of doing? Where are you doing from? Right? Beginning to tune into those parts, those places. Where is your drive coming from? There's a time to really get recalibrated in the heart, remember. And so it can be a really potent time to like, what I'm seeing and feeling in this is that it's a time to align with the heart so the heart can lead your greatest path. That's what feels like is so available for us. Okay, let's see. Um, this is a bit of like soul work. This is a part of like the inner child that's coming forward in this space. So really paying attention to the sensitivities that are coming up as your inner child. It's a good time for this yummy, sweet, tender, compassionate self-love grounding, and also to really get into and pay attention to what's coming through in these triggers or these spaces of challenge, really the spaces of challenge. And when I say challenge, tune into the emotions, right? The emotions that are coming up, what is present. And if you can stay with the emotion long enough and just talk with it, have a conversation like it's one of your new homies, you know, and get intimate with it and explore it. How old are you? Whose voice are you? What do you need? Thanks for letting yourself be known. We get to really anchor in this this feminine aspect of the inner mother by bringing that in, right? Just getting present to the tenderer parts of us. And such cool notes here. I'm like, oh my God, there's like so much more than I can do on the call. But this is good. Um, oh, I love this contemplation. This is really, really amazing. Like, so how well versed are you at seeing your wound? How honest can you be at saying like, oh wow, this is really challenging me. This is really hurting. And just having this as a contemplation, having this as a journaling meditation, perhaps, really getting intimate with these parts. How do you meet yourself in this space? We're talking about the masculine and feminine, and I think this is important sometimes because sometimes we could get mixed up. And I already did say it, but I just wanted to reiterate a little bit about this dance that we've been doing in terms of our, you know, really having this coup de grace moment in life to create the path towards our highest destiny. Like, wow, this is a north node. This is karma. This is like aligned for it. We are like ready to rock. Where where is that relationship? Where is this dance between the sacred union? How much sacred union work have we done? Right? This is a time to get honest about that, without shame, with exploration, with what am I bringing forward? What is this relationship with the doing? Where is it coming from? Can I activate? Am I heavier in the doing? Do I not give myself breaks to just sit for a couple of minutes, be with myself, relax, do spaces of nothing, or whatever it is that reconnects you to, let's just say, source energy, just to reconnect you with your inner knowing, to have that space. You could recognize this if you ever like go on, like, I don't know, you just have, even just having an exquisite nights of rest, right? Just allowing yourself to even have like a week of vacation where it's all dedicated to restoration, right? And how do you feel after that? Recognizing the connection, the ultimate intuitive connection that can emerge from that space. I mean, this is the space where, the restoration and all of this is where we get like reinvigorated. This is the feminine flow. This is the feminine juice. This is where we can stop really trying so much, driving from the mind, and really go into the flow, go with the heart flow of what we're creating. When we really need the balance of these two, the doing and the being, the doing and the being. It's the only way, when they're balanced, it's the only way that we can truly, truly, truly allow the life force energy to come through us, the creative energy, right? What in the purest way, the cleanest way, the most direct way, and aligned. When they're balanced, there's an aligned way of this creative energy that we can just create from. It becomes easy, right? It becomes like, oh my God, of course, right? Whatever. Um, so, let's see. So I'll end this little bit of share by saying like this is the time for really, really potent. I've been alluding to it, I've been talking about it, but it's really about the creative energy. This is what's happening. And the really having this karmic line, this north node in place to really align us. This is the time. This is the time to align these energies. So, as we're talking about sacred union, this is sacred union within. This is your doing your being. This is the dance of that. How can you really take care of yourself in these ways? How can we take care of the masculine? I personally have had super awesome, yummy, juicy, wild, lots of feminine energy, but I've been integrating a lot more of my masculine. And so this awesome drive is coming on board. And still, even with that, I can get really hooked on the I need to do to be productive. And I make myself have meaning out of being productive. I place my meaning on that. So being careful of these things, right, and be having them in check is some of the exploration. And okay, that was a lot. Let me take a pause and a breath and a sip of water. I'll also just add that all of this will be transcribed in the awesome AI notes. So I'll send it out to you guys, and like, so it will tell you sort of the prompts and some of the things that I touched in on, which is just pretty awesome. So if you want to tune in after, yeah, check them out. And actually, we're going to go into a little meditation. It feels like the moment for that. And then we'll go into some sharing of our intentions. You don't have to share, so don't feel obligated. If you're not in a place to share, you don't have to. But if you want to, this is the space to really call in what it is that you're feeling that you want. Okay, cool. So, um, I named this sacred space the womb room, and it's because this is where our creative energy is. And I don't know about you all, but my mom didn't teach me how to connect with my womb, and so as a woman, I've been coming into that, and it's been amazingly powerful to see how epic it is to really align and to create from our hearts and to tune into our creative energy in our womb. Our womb is holds all of our memories of all time. And so it's really this really divine sacred portal that to me doesn't get talked about enough, you know? So can we begin to relate to this part of us in our body as the most creative, the most sacred part? And this life is sacred, this life is fragile. And so we can really tune into the sacredness of life through being conscious participants of the creative energy. The womb is dark, the womb is comforting, and the womb is fertile. And it doesn't matter what stage you are in your life, um, you can create. You can create no matter where you're at. I'm speaking to so many amazing women who are telling me how they're going through menopause or perimenopause, really deep transitions in time and space. And I had a woman last night just bragging about it. Like, she goes, I am in my power. Like, there's such creative energy that keeps going. So we have this in us as women in a potent way through, uh, from what I see and hear from my women, all all of the stages that we go through, all the way to crone, our older years. So I encourage us to tune in at this time. So we are going to tune into our womb. So you don't have to move, but I invite you to be as comfortable as possible wherever you are. And we're going to begin by just closing our eyes and getting comfortable, and begin Beginning by tuning in with our breath, feeling the inhale come in through our nose and gently exhale through the mouth, just releasing anything that you're holding on to in the body. We're going to just take a couple beautiful cleansing breaths like this. Nice deeper inhale through the nose and a slow, nice exhale through the mouth, relaxing the jaw, letting the air drop and come out. You may have movement that comes or yawns during this moment. All is totally welcome. And two more breaths like this. Nice deep inhale through the nose. And exhale. On the next one, if you feel called to release any sighs or sounds, please feel called in your space to do so. Nice deep inhale. And exhale. And keeping the eyes closed, let's go ahead and rub our hands together and just feel your hands and create some heat. Feeling them warm up. And once you feel them nice and warm, let's go ahead and put them on our heart. Keeping the eyes closed, breathing into the heart space and just feeling the physical heartbeat. Feeling all of the love that you have for your life, all of the love that you have for all of your loved ones, all the loving experiences that you've ever had, loving interactions, loving words, vibrations that you felt, loving places that you have been, just feeling the love of your life and the preciousness and the sacredness of that. And from the space of connection of love of your life, we're going to bring these warm hands that are connected to love and all of the love of your life down to the womb space, just to hold the womb space. The womb space is right below the belly button and above the pubic bone. So you could just gently hold and just feel here. Begin to just feel your hands that are packed with love holding yourself. As you breathe in, feel the womb expand. And as you breathe out, gently feel it contract. Beginning to feel and know this space in your body as your creative portal. It takes practice to really connect with the womb. So if this is new to you, I invite you just to stay open and to, at a moment in time when you feel called to connect with your divine creation energy and your femininity, you can always just hold yourself in this way and take some moments. Imagine with your breath just releasing anything that doesn't belong there. Breathing nice and deep in through the nose, letting the womb expand and exhale. Just imagine anything that doesn't belong cleansing out. You're creating a place of serenity and peace and beauty in your womb space connected to love. And so, this is the seed of connection to your womb. The invitation is to continue. to talk to her, to feel her, to honor her. I really want to say, talk to her. She has a voice and she's been waiting for you. And as we have this new connection to our beautiful, sacred, creative portal, holding her tenderly, beginning to commit to listening, honoring this sacred energy of creativity. We are creative beings as women. We're always creating every moment, every detail. How sacred that is to have this opportunity. How deliberate we can be in every single last detail and nuance. As you feel this connection, we're going to create a cord from the womb all the way down to the core of the earth, a beautiful spiral golden cord, and feeling this creative energy as a part of the earth, as a part of the species of the earth. It's really important to nurture this connection. Remember this thread, feel this connection. Continuing to just gently breathe consciously, letting that womb expand into your hands. And now that you're connected to the core of the earth, inviting in all of the earth energies into your creative portal that you need. What magic do you need from earth? What direction? What grounding? What nurturance? What embodiment? How can the earth support you in this sacred ride of being alive? And now that we have this connection with the earth, and we have received and are continuing to receive what we need, we are now moving to the top of our head and into the cosmos to bring in Father Sky, the planets, our ancestors, the recognition that all is one. We are all connected. We are all reflections of one another. Feeling this sacred divineness of us, pulling in, asking, what do we need from Father Sky? What do we need from the Spirit? Our guiding stars, our ancestors. Asking for anything else that you may need, what you're calling in, so that you can align to create. So now that we are connected to the earth from our womb, and our womb is connected to the sky by this beautiful invisible thread, we are going to merge those at the heart center. So taking what you need from the earth and taking what you need from the sky. Mother Earth and Father Sky meet at the heart. And anytime you need to feel reconnected, you can come back to this. Come back to this beautiful sacred holding of yourself. And to know that you are divinely guided. Taking a last couple conscious breaths to really breathe into the heart space and feel this connection from with your womb to the earth, from Father Sky and into the heart. Feeling your connection from top to bottom, from the bottom of the spine to the top of the head. Recognizing you're a part of the earth and you are spirit embodied. You are the bridge. And gently release your hands if that feels good, or keep them there if that feels good. And slowly, slowly, gently, gently, go ahead and open your eyes. And from this space, we will be opening up the space to connect a little bit and to share these intentions for this glorious, stunning new moon of creation energy. Does somebody want to start? Susie.
Thank you for explaining what's been going on so much, because the last 2 weeks have been wild and I couldn't explain it. So I released a lot. And because of the work I've been doing and the support I've been getting from you and others, I recognize that something was happening, but I didn't know what. So I cried a lot and I released, but I wasn't depressed. I just was releasing something. And I had wild, wild dreams, which I feel called to just share one of them because it was so beautiful. And it was at night, and I was on a boat, a big tanker boat, and it was moonlit. And there was a little girl that was blonde that fell over into the water. And the water was dark, and I went in after her. And I was trying to reach her, and I couldn't.
Mm.
Then a giant, magnificent blue whale came up from the depths and like came up and put its head on me, or its lips on my forehead or on my lips, and it kissed me. And I felt the energy, and it was so wild. It felt real. Okay. Then the whale took its flipper and flipped this the old school floaties you put on your arm when you were little. She helped the floaty get to the little girl, and there was enough breath in her. Like I was feeling everything she was feeling. So it's like she blew into it and she put the floaty on her arm and she was able to go to the top. It was so wild. So I just had to share it. So thank you. So for all of this kind of makes sense. Like, okay, I just need to surrender to what's happening and be conscious of that there's a reason. So thank you.
Wow. So wait, you were the whale?
I think I was the girl.
You think you were the girl?
Yeah. Because I've been in like this darkness and like I don't know what's coming. And the whale came. The whale was like knowledge and love. And it was so magnificent. Like it came up unexpected to tell me, got you. I got
Wow.
you.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is there any possibility that you might have been the girl and the whale?
That would be awesome. Yes, I guess. In a magnificent world. Yes, that
I
is.
don't know. Well, just knowing you, I see that you're really caring for yourself more, right? So while you have this lost part, I don't know. I just thought to explore that maybe you might be able.
I'm gonna imagine that tonight. Thank you. Thank
What
you.
an amazing dream. Wow. Thank you so much. And so your intentions?
Yes, my intention is to receive because I have, thank you for prompting that question of where are you doing from? Like, where's the masculine coming from? And I definitely do more, and it's coming, doesn't come from, it comes from a place of wanting to get accomplishment or to get love through the doing. And I'm starting to receive, but it's a new muscle. So my intention is to receive more and to allow receiving. Thank you.
Oh, it's beautiful. Thank you so much. Gorgeous. Who's next?
I can go.
Awesome. Thanks.
Hmm. So it was funny hearing you say spaciness is a theme lately because I feel like I'm constantly just having woken up. I feel so sleepy. Um, and just kind of out of things, a little clumsy, a little silly. Again, just really spacey. I've also noticed a lot of anger in my experience. Even today, like it felt like the Mercury was retrograding, and there was a lot more tech issues and communication issues, and I felt that frustration. And hearing you talk about Aries getting frustrated when appropriate action isn't being taken also struck me because I too am avoidant AF. And I'm noticing myself get angry at the world because I'm angry at myself for not doing these things. I'm constantly impatient with life for wasting my time because I'm not spending my time doing what I need to be doing. Um, I've noticed a big call for myself to detoxify. Um, there's been, I'm having heartburn. I've started experiencing it like a month ago, month, and I've never had it before. And sometimes it feels like if I stay on this track, I will develop an ulcer in my stomach. And that sounds horrible. I just have a lot of burning in that area. So I'm feeling called to do a little elimination. And, like you said, I feel so much resistance, so much resistance. Um, just letting go of electronics, so hyper dependent on my phone, letting go of cannabis, so hyper dependent on cannabis. Caffeine has been exciting lately, um, just all these ways to kind of overpower and overstimulate my nervous system um, active. So, yeah. And final noticing when we were talking about the balancing between the masculine and feminine energy, I noticed that with this constant distraction, it essentially makes rest an act of doing. Because rather than say like resting, I'm like scrolling or playing a game or like doing something that is not relaxing. It's always like something. And so I noticed that because this masculine energy of constantly like doing something has overtaken my ability to just rest and receive, it's also impacted me in being more sleepy and resistant to doing actions that I need because I'm not getting the rest that I need. So my feminine is acting out, so I never do anything, but then my masculine overtakes that. So I'm seeing the cycle that I'm in right now. Seeing it clearly. So it's my intention to do my best to support the downloads and do my best to not block them, because that's all I've been doing. And it's time for me to really listen to this call of creating more space for myself, going to the river and listening to music so that I have time to feel and process, laying down, creating, doing something with my hands, but taking space from the things that are distracting me. And that is my share. Thank you very much.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing. Um, wow, it seems like you connected with all the pieces like pretty directly. This is really beautiful. Yeah. I'm excited if you, I want to encourage you to like, if you feel called, if it feels good to you, to share what happens, right? Like how you're working with these energies. I feel like you have like a clear path, right? You have everything down. But it'd be really cool. I'm curious as to how you work with them and how it translates, So if you feel called, I'd love if you would share on the chat. That would be cool. Yeah. I want to see how this is like translating in everyday life and how we're integrating these things. Pretty cool. Amazing. Thank you so much for your heart. It really felt beautiful. Thanks. Okay. Anybody called to share next?
I'll go just because I have to hop off to go to work. So good to be here.
Thanks for
Thanks. First time. Yeah, I felt like it would be supportive after sitting. I guess it was exactly 2 weeks ago. I think, I don't know. I think for me, really since January has been like a big upheaval of just like things are just dying and I have no choice. Things that I've been gripping onto for like 5 years, although I wanted to let them go, like couldn't. And they just started to go. So, like, my response to that, because I'm actually so efficient, like, oh, well, save, 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 fill, do, like, fix it, save it. And then, uh, but that's not really what I wanted to do. Like I really wanted to be a person that just like let it go, but I couldn't. And so I spent a lot of time since January, like in a lot of stress, and conflict and fear. Uh, and a lot of it was around my business. So uh, like I don't rest well. There's not something, it's not I don't rest. Even when I'm resting, I'm not resting. Like I'm just always in this like constant doing. And I did so much work 2 weeks ago. Um, and it was honestly the first time that I've been in the work where I actually feel like I did work. So that was that, even that alone felt significant to me. I've never left going like, oh yeah, I just did something. I was like, whoa, I did something. And I feel that I'm not sure what exactly how I'm what I'm allowed to share, but like it just feels like grandfather. The one thing that grandfather is teaching me to do is to rest, and it's actually supporting me to rest, because it just like in the body, in the heart, and it feels like such this natural space, and I can see so clearly the way in which my mind and my heart are just so they're just so far off from each other. Um, but I do feel like these last couple of weeks, like I'm like, okay, like I can, like my nervous system has the ability to slow down, and like I can just not I can be slow, like plan some things, right? But like not to the extent at which my mind wants to plan, fill, and solve. Um, so it feels like there's like space in my chest and like in my heart in a way that I've never felt before. Um,
Mm.
and uh, I think for me though, it's like just I'm just really at like the tip of the iceberg, right? Like things are going, I have no idea what's next, and I'm just like gonna follow the breadcrumbs. Because it's just like there's just not like I don't know. I don't know where I'm gonna be next week. I don't know where I'm gonna be. Um, but my definitely slow. Like I feel like I'm like, all right, I can be slow and I can listen and and see what feels alive, and grieve the things that have gone and be in reverence, because I also feel like I don't have a lot of that either. Like I'm like, okay, fine, it's gone, just go then. And so it's also a lot of opportunity to slow down and be, um, like in reverence and in gratitude for what has gone. It's just, yeah, slow. And I can feel the energy, right? I can feel the energy coming into something else, and the transformation that's rising. But I don't really have like a big story about it. Like I hope it's I hope it's good. And we'll see how I relate to it when it all, as it all continues to unfold. I don't know. Hopefully it's slow and with reverence. That's really all I have to say.
I love that. So is that your intention for the month, what you're calling in? Is to move
Yeah,
slow and
slow reverence and like deep, as deep as I possibly can, listening to like where am I being taken to next? What's the true thing to be, to go to move to whatever. And all of that stuff is really bubbling, as the season ends here in Mexico. So
yeah.
we'll see. Yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much for sharing. Thanks for being with us and joining.
Yeah, thanks for having me. Good
Great
to
to
see
see you. It sounds like you're really like in that in-between spot that I was speaking about.
you.
You know,
Hmm.
so just taking some moments to be, I think that you're getting it with that body piece, that rest, like even taking moments in between the rest to like really anchor in that stillness, I think can just help you to clear out to for that next iteration of whatever it is, because that is the space that we're in. It's this little bit of in between, you know?
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah.
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 Thanks. Good to see you.
Thank you.
Amazing. Who's next?
I could go.
Awesome.
Um, yeah, so I've definitely been feeling major dreamy Pisces vibes all month. Um, it's my rising sign, so I'm like just kind of rolling around in it, like, oh my God, it feels so good to just be there, be in the Piscean energy. I'm kind of like um been in a long-term cycle of um, major action and like, letting my like Capricorn moon self run things and like accomplishment on a long-term scale that I'm coming out of. I've been like harvesting and coming out of this for a while. And my like major intention for the year was basically play. So at the same time, I've been also recently coming much more into work that feels more aligned with my purpose rather than in the past. I felt like the work that I was doing was sort of like tangential to my purpose, and the things I was doing that were aligned with my purpose on earth were like on the side. And so it's been an interesting. I was in medicine in Miami this month too, and I've taken a lot of the month to just kind of be a little bit more, a be like before medicine and after. And um I had a really major release from my masculine line of just so much um pain and trauma and expectation and contraction, just from my ancestral line and also from myself. So I'm just kind of feeling into what I'm calling in, because the space that I've been taking for myself of not doing, of just sort of being, it feels very good. And also I'm feeling this energy building of reconnecting to my purposeful work, but in a way that is more sustainable. I think this is what I'm trying to call in. I'm kind of talking it through. Um, like it's not quite formulated yet, so thank you for like helping me workshop it before the new moon. I'm thinking that I'm feeling like what's trying to come in is purposeful work that's more sustainable, because the way I'm operating works for me and who I am on a day-to-day basis, like as a generator and in alignment with my astrological stuff and gene keys and all that, and that's like the mentalization of it. But it's like I know on a grand scale what my purpose is, and I can do the thing, but I've experienced in my life a ton of burnout, over and over again, of like, just this is too much, like my body is burning out, my nervous system is burning out. I want to call in what it is that I need, whether it's team, or knowing how to continue to walk within my purpose in a way that it just feels like walking in beauty, where it doesn't feel like work, and I feel nourished by it. I am nourishing others. And it's like it's sustainable, whether it's economically, but more so like more so just on an energetic physical level, where I don't feel afterwards like I need to um take a year vacation from my like vocation every 2 years. I feel like it's still not, I don't know, I'm saying a lot of things in the negative, which I don't like, but I'm just kind of talking it through. So,
Yeah, may I offer a little reflection?
yes, please.
Yeah. I mean, it sounds like you're calling in, to me, it sounds like you're calling in more of that balance because
Mhm.
you keep burning out with the masculine doing, 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 doing. And it's like that's just what I'm picking up on in
Mhm.
that share.
Mhm. Yeah, balance is balance because I've been aware of the balance for so long. I think there's there are tools or keys that I need to understand how the doing operates better for me in my body. Like, for example, like I can't, like some people can have like Zoom meeting after Zoom meeting all day long, and I can't do that. Like I'm a generator, I will blow a fuse. Like, how can I operate within how can I operate within my mm, I don't know what the word is, like
In your range of
in my
capacity.
range for my type for who I am, where I really like I have so much energy and so much to offer, but how can I let it flow
Yeah.
well?
Yeah. Um, may I offer something?
Yes.
Do a little tracking of
Mhm,
like what's too much,
mhm.
right? Like in those days of the Zoom burnout, the back-to-back calls, like just begin to really track maybe every day for now, like what was too much, what felt like if I took that out, I would have been fine. Oh, I was fine until I did that, something like this might be really helpful for you.
Yeah, I'll try that. Thank you.
Cool. I look forward to hearing more. Thanks. Beautiful. We're running out of a little time, and I want to be mindful of the time, but I want to offer everybody space if you want to share, and I won't rush it. So if other people have to jump, I totally understand. I'll hold the space so that everybody can share. Um, does anybody feel called to share?
I can share quickly. I'm sorry, I jumped on late because of work, but I caught a little bit, and I'll have to go back and watch the recording. But I just feel really called. I've struggled for a while with kind of accepting some of the past traumas and things, and I think I'm coming to a point where I'm ready to just love them for what they were and accept them for what they were, and really, even before I was walking home, I was feeling like there's so much beauty in healing. For so long I thought it was so ugly that I had to heal from stuff, but now I'm like, wait, it's really incredible how far, like, healing is beautiful in and of itself. So I'm just feeling like love for all that was and love for all that will become. And that's it. Thanks for hosting. Thanks for holding space.
You're welcome. Thanks for being with us. It's really nice to meet you. Thank you for sharing your heart, and I love these intentions.
Thank you. Yeah, and hopefully I think I have signed up for 3, so hopefully I'll join the next one too.
Good.
So
Excellent.
thank you.
Good. Awesome. Okay. Sherry or Asha, would either one of you want to share next? You don't have to too, but just let me know so that if not, we can jump.
No, I'm okay. Thank you.
Hey, okay. Holding your amazing intentions, whatever they be, in the astral. Thanks for being with us, Sasha. Hope you're healing. Feeling good. Sherry, would you like to share, my love?
I'm sorry. I don't know. How do I get the? I'm sorry. I'm new at this. So I'm trying to figure out how to even use this. Um, right now okay. I I feel like something is really, really gonna do some I don't know. I'm still trying to process everything from last week. I don't know if I'm the best to share right this minute. I'm
It's
sorry.
okay. Is there anything you want to call in for this month? What are your intentions?
This month, the biggest thing is to be present, and I just want to see if I can turn my oh here. Let me see. Okay. Wait now. Wow, I am so new at this. I don't even know how to turn myself on this. Okay. I don't even know if you guys can see me, but anyways, um, there we go. All right, I think that's better. I have had a lot of different a lot of a lot of different ancestral things been happening, and I've been learning a lot more about myself, and I feel like that there is going to be some big changes, and I don't know exactly what they are, and I guess I may have little thought about it, but I don't know. Like I said, I'm not the best to share right now. I'm sorry.
No, you're
Um,
good. You're perfect. And I loved your intention to, you said to be present, right?
yeah, be present. Because I'm always looking for the next step or the next thing, and I just need to just be here now and enjoy this.
I,
Enjoy my daughter, my 6-year-old daughter. She's growing up, and I want to enjoy every moment of it, and that's really what I want.
I
And
love
yeah,
that's perfect.
but I just feel like something's I don't know. I'm like really connected with the moon,
Good.
and actually I'm gonna be actually having my cycle exactly when it's starting. I'm like already starting to show signs that it's gonna be in like a few days.
New moon?
Yeah, my moon, yeah.
That's gonna be next level. Cool.
Yeah, I don't know. Does that mean anything?
It's just a really cool alignment.
Yeah. Oh, let me see,
Yeah.
sorry.
Like if you think of like the menstruation as something new, like it's like it's a new phase. It's like releasing and letting go, but it's a new space.
Yeah,
Um, and purification. I think yeah, it feels in alignment for me.
yeah,
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you for
yeah.
being with us. Good to see you and have you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're
Thank
welcome.
you.
Super blessings. All right, sisters, thank you so much
Okay.
for joining and sending you all amazing new moon in Aries blessings. And I will send over the recording and the notes in the morning. And I look forward to staying connected and being with you all so soon. Much love.
Mhm.
See you soon. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.